Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy. And I've been working on a new project. If you remember, um, a couple of videos ago, I did a recycled junk mail envelope and turned it into a cover topper for a journal that I plan to make out of the Spring Snippets collection by Shabby Art Boutique. And so I've been printing out some of the package of these digitals, and so I just want to show you what I have planned, and then I'll go off and do some work and come back and finish up. Again, it's the Spring Snippets collection by Shabby Art Boutique. And the first thing I'll show you is the larger journal that I'm going to make. And this is the one I was calling the Be Spring Happy Journal. And this is the topper that I made out of the recycled junk mail envelope. It has pocket here on the front and also on the side here. And this whole thing will be glued down on the cover of the journal. And so the papers that I decided to use were included in the kit. And the ones that I printed out are, they end up being 8 1/4 by a little over 5 1/4. So that'll be the size of the journal. And I printed out everything on cardstock, and I've been using the same weight cardstock for everything, and I did get a little bit heavier weight just for the cover in the future. And so this piece here will be our cover, and I chose a neutral because I had the cover already designed. So this piece right here will be glued right on the front of this journal like this, and this will be our cover. And of course we'll come up with some kind of closure, either ribbons that wrap around, or I will put a closure here on the sides. So I'll just show you the pages that I printed. The ones that I'm using are almost full-size sheets, and they look as though they would be folded down the middle, just like this. This is the first one, second sheet, third sheet, and then the cover was that neutral. And then on the back side, I just printed, I actually used pages, the all over design pages that were in the Little Village set, but any of the solid background digitals would be fine for the backs of these. That way you don't have to cover any white paper. So this journal will be the cover, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, plus the inside back cover when it's finished. And so I will go away and start to put together this journal, and I have a couple of other small ones that I want to show you before we get started. In the kit are these types of designs. Again, they could be cut apart and made into journal cards, or they can be folded in half. And there are four of the 1, 2, 3, 4 on a page. So I just cut those out as though they would make a small journal. So here is the first one with a beautiful design on the cover that's kind of a collage. Again, I printed on the back. And this is what these look like. And I only have used 3 pages. So we'll have the cover, inside front cover, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages front and back, inside back cover, and the back cover. So this will make a nice small little journal. It might even work as an insert in a pocket in this larger journal. And the second one is the same, that I did the same thing, just used the different papers. This is another collage on the front. This page, and then the back sides. So the nice thing about Carrie Ann's kits in Shabby Art Boutique is that she'll provide the same images in all different sizes. For instance, this page here, you have these 2 images that are larger and then 2 that are smaller, larger, smaller. And so you can use the larger images in your larger journals. These smaller ones can be used in the small journals or on pockets or as hidden paper clips, various ways. So I'm going to get busy and cut all these items out, and then I will start laying out my journals. And probably what I will do is come back and just kind of do a flip through like I do, showing you the 3 journals, the larger one and the 2 smaller ones, and just kind of describe what I did as I went through putting them together. So I'm going to go off and start to work on these, and I'll be back before you know it. See you soon. Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I'm back to show you my Be Happy Spring Journal. It includes the larger journal and the 2 smaller ones that I introduced at the beginning of this video. Again, this is from the Spring Snippets Mini Collection from Shabby Art Boutique. This kit can be found on her Etsy shop, and also the cover is made from the Spring Fussy Cuts freebie that was on her blog. So I will give you the link to these 2 items in my description. If you remember a couple of videos ago, I did the journal topper, and so I'm gonna just start showing you the journal, and the first thing you will see will be the journal topper that we have already seen in a previous video of mine. As a closure, I just decided to use this recycled silk ribbon, and I just wrapped it around and glued it in the back so that it stays attached to the journal. So let's open this up and see what we have. Just as a review, on the cover, I used a junk mail envelope and folded it up this way to make a pocket, and also made a pocket on the side. So in the front pocket, I have 2 tags. And on the side, I have this tag, this journal card that comes out, can be written on, plus it has a pocket. There's a cute little mouse in it. That just slides in like that. So let's open this up and take a look. The inside front cover has a belly band that's made out of a book page and one of the smaller belly bands in the kit. And I have this little, what's it called? Sidekick die cut machine. and it came with these little die cuts. And so I've used these in here. I've used the heart. I think I used the circle. Yes, I used the circle too. I used the circle to create these that I stamped on, and I used this heart to cut out hearts from our paper, just as added embellishments. And so these two little hearts on here are just embellishments that I made. I used the words from the kit and some lace and ribbon and some pearl accents. I didn't mention, but I like to ink the edges of all my ephemera and my pages. Some people leave that white and maybe even rough up the edges, but I like the inked look, as I feel like it sets out the individual pieces are noticed more to me. So that's the way I do these journals and different things where I use these papers. Under the belly band is just one of the tags from the kit. I print most things on both sides. I use a solid pattern on the back and the ephemera designs on the front. And then this little tag, I just used the oval of the lady and some lace at the top. On this second page, I have used one of the pockets from the kit and one of the larger tags, and just accented it with this round bunny design and one of our butterfly stamps. And the stamps, instead of trying to cut out the edge to look like a stamp, I have a whole set of these little scissors. They're in a round wooden spin thing, and this one has a design that looks like the edge of a stamp, so that's how I cut those out rather than trying to cut them out with my other regular scissors. Anyway, that is a pull at the top of the tag, and this just slides back in the pocket. At the top, and I've used this lace quite a bit throughout the book, the lace is about this wide and it's very thin, and I just flip-flopped it so that it would be double width. I used the pretty fussy cut roses, and on the circles that I punched out of my pink pattern paper, I have a set of stamps that are little scriptures, and I wanted to put them in here. This one says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his mercy endures forever." Psalm 136:1. And then a few videos back, I showed how I use my butterfly and floral dies to make these butterflies from leftover papers. If you didn't see that, you might want to go back and look. It's fun to make up a bunch of these in different colors, schemes, and when you're using Carrie Ann's papers, they all coordinate. All the different kits will coordinate with each other. So I just went to my little box where I have these and pulled out this one to accentuate this page. And I just glued down its body so the wings would be three-dimensional. This page I decided to leave writing space here. I just trimmed it with one of the belly bands and the lace, and another one of our scripture. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118:24. Boy, it's always good to be reminded of these wonderful verses. Life can get pretty hard sometimes, and so if we rejoice in each day, no matter what's going on, it's always better. Okay, over here, I took one of the collage papers from the kit, and I used bits and pieces from it. And what I did at first was I just tore out one of the corners. I wanted to get the lady and the bird and the flowers. And I did not make this a pocket. I just glued it on the page. So beautiful. says it has on here, Loves Grows Here. Then I took one of our larger tags and flipped it up, and because I printed on the back, I've got a nice design here that coordinates with the design on the other side. I glued that down in such a way that it made two pockets, the front pocket here and the back pocket here. This particular tag is from another one of Carrie Ann's kits that I had left over. This one, these little tags, not all of them, but some of them, because they were side by side, I just left them together and cut them out so they would fold and be a little writing space. And I thought they looked cute on the top with this scalloped edge on the front and then this behind it. So that's the tag I slid in there. At the bottom, I just ripped out one of the little mice with the daisies and the blue flowers. Used one of my hearts again, the word heart from the kit, and some pearls. And this over here is something new that I'm trying to teach myself to do. I'm in no way a jewelry artist, but I have gathered the supplies I needed to be able to make these dangles, and I'm so excited. I love the beaded dangles. Some of these beads I purchased, some of them are from beads that I have taken apart. I have purchased the little spacers that have the little gems in them, the round spacers, and then also the gold caps for the top and bottom of the beads. And what I have used is, let me get it so I can show you. What I have used is one of these, and let me see if you can see it. I just thread the beads on this and then take my pliers and close it at the bottom and then hang it on a pair clip. So on this one, I just have some beads threaded on, the dangle, a heart charm, some more beads, and it's on a pair clip, and I just poked a little hole in this tab. This page here, I have used two tags and kind of put them side by side at an angle to make pockets. On the front pocket, I've used the lady again. I didn't add anything to this tag. Inside that pocket, I took a little piece of one of the belly bands, and then also a little round journal card with the mouse on it, and those go inside there. And this tag, I trimmed it with one of the washi tape designs and some bling. And inside, I have put our beautiful lady with the hat and umbrella. This is one of the little birds with some lace trim behind it. This is another ripped piece of that page, and I made a side pocket this way with it. Inside the pocket, I've used one of the little envelopes, and I had a video on this too where I made the envelopes using my Cricut machine and some tags from leftover papers from the kit. So I have kind of a stash of these, and I can just pull them out, and they all coordinate as with Carrie Ann's designs. So on the back side of the envelope, I've just used that same lace with a circle collage of the bunny and butterflies and flowers. And I used one of my hearts as a closure for the envelope. It's just glued at the bottom and loose at the top. And this is what I put inside. It's a journal card from this same paper that I used for the envelope, and then I glued on the lady with the umbrella. This would be a nice place if you're giving this as a gift to tuck a little note of some kind inside there. And this just tucks in this pocket. Like that. At the bottom, I used a little piece. I think this is one of the little washi tapes, blue and white checkered. And I kind of made it like a belly band, but I didn't find anything particular I wanted to put in there just yet. So I just left it as a belly band, trimmed it with my pearls and butterfly stamp. Trimmed the top with lace. On this side of this, this is the center fold of the journal. And on this side, I've used one of the wide belly bands. And this was just a flower that I had in my stash of things left over from other projects that I've done. And I decided I was going to make separate little journals with these, but I decided it would be nice to have these just to write in. And they just tuck in like this. So I had the word journal, and I glued that on the front. That was in one of my word boxes. And I sewed this together and just left all the pages to be written in. This is the center of it where I've tied it together. So this can be pulled out and written in and then tucked back inside. Over on the other side here of the center of the book, before I did anything, I put down some old sheet music behind all this. And then I used one of the pockets from our kit. I trimmed the bottom with lace and some bling, and I have these words that are related to flowers, so I thought they would fit with our spring design book. This one says, flowers are those little colorful beacons of the sun from which we get sunshine when dark, somber skies blanket our thoughts. I'm sorry I read slow. I can't see very well. The light isn't bright enough or something. And then I have another tab over here. This one says blessed. And this is another little flower out of my stash. So inside the pocket, well, up here I trimmed with two of the bluebirds. And inside the pocket, I used the one of the tags with the bees on it, and I use a piece of the bee trim as a pull. And this one, this is off of this same washi tape design. And so I took this plain tag, and I used this as a belly band, but also sticking up as a tab to pull the tag out. I also glued on one of our larger bees that I had fussy cut out, and then I slid in this journal card of the beehive. I have another one of my dangles down here. This one has, they're all a little bit different. I don't have a lot of beads, but I specifically bought pink beads, pink sparkly beads to use in the journals that I make for Shabby Art Boutique. They just are perfect with her designs. And then the necklace that I took apart had pink and blue and off-white and gold beads. And you can see the spacers here. Can you see? I gotta get up to see if you can see. Okay. You can see the spacers here and the little caps, and it has a bicycle on it. And the tab says blessed. On this side of this page, I used another piece of that same collage and just made a pocket out of it, put a notch in the top. All I had left was small tags, so I glued glued it down up to here, and so the pocket only goes about this deep. That way they won't slide down in there too far. And I just put these 2 little tags in. Use one of the little circles with the mouse as a tab at the top. And trimmed in my lace. Over here I had 2 small pockets, and I just put them at an angle from each other. Placed in the tags, the small tags. This is another one of those that I left together so that there's plenty of writing space. Again, you have the scallops and the plain behind. I really like that. Then I was looking for what I should do on the empty spots, and I got another one of my sayings, and it says, "The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all directions." And then I used one of my little hearts and the butterfly stamp. This word here, I just cut it off of one of the patterns. And then this dangle has the beads and a leaf. I really like those. You're going to see a lot of those. You know, I started doing the stick pins for certain things, and then I decided to do my dangles. This page has, I decided to make, it's not really an envelope, but an extra place to write that looks like an envelope. This is a piece of paper that's printed on both sides, folded in, and then folded over again to make the shape of an envelope, but it's not glued on the sides. This edge here, I wanted to make it decorative, and I used another pair of my scissors that has the wavy edge. And then I noticed when I was finished, this was the scrap paper off of that, and it was pink that matched that. So I turned it over and glued it on as a trim for the flap of the envelope. This little round piece here is a closure. Again, it's just glued on this side and loose on this side so that this pops open like this for some nice writing space. I used one of the little belly bands, and I used that wavy scissors again to cut that, and a stamp just to decorate the inside a little bit. And when I glued this down, I decided to glue it on 3 sides so that I had a side pocket. And inside, I've just got a couple tags. And our beautiful ribbon that we're tying it closed with is just perfect colors for this journal. This page I decided to leave for writing also. I used the little washi tape design and some more of that pretty lace and ribbon, and one of my circles with the stamp on it that says, "Faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see." Hebrews 11:1. And this is another one of the beautiful butterflies that I made from my die cut, and this is separate little leaves and flowers and stuff all done with the die cut machine, and I did a video on that, so you can look back through go to my YouTube channel and you will see the video where I made these. This page I just made out of one of the larger belly bands. I just made a side pocket, trimmed it with some of the washi tape, and put a couple of journal cards inside. This is the back inside cover, and this is the other little journal that I was going to have separate, but I have it attached in here, and it just unties. It's all glued down, sewed together, and can be written in on all the pages. I have had a hard time getting back to this. I for the past month, I've been fighting sciatica pain in my hip and all the way down my leg and into my foot, where I can just barely get around. And I've taken medicine that made me kind of crazy feeling, and I just haven't been able to concentrate on doing much of anything but trying to rest and get it better. I have physical therapy twice a week and real good therapists, and they're helping me a lot. And this quote here is how I feel. I definitely have faith that I'm going to get better. And even though I can't see my future, I know it's going to be bright and happy. I've had kind of a bout of different Achilles tendonitis, and I hurt my knee, and then I hurt my sciatica nerve is pinched. So it's hard not to get depressed, but with this dog of mine around to keep me laughing, and friends that are helping me, I'm surviving, and I don't ever complain. I just hurt, and it's been really hard to get in here and make this. I'm so happy to have it to share with you today. I've enjoyed every minute of making it, and I'm ready to move on to the next project. I forget what Carrie Ann released next, but I think it's the one with the mice. I'm going to get on that right quick and see what I want to make with that. I start having all these ideas, but then I don't have the time. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and will be inspired by what you've seen here. I don't feel like I have all that much creativity to offer, but there's always some idea that you can pick up from anybody that you watch making these beautiful journals. And I certainly watch others and learn a lot from them too. So I'll give you links to the other things that I've referred to as I went through here, and get this video up for you. And so I'll be back before you know it. Every day's a gift. Look for the joy in each day and share it with everyone you meet along the way. And so I'll see you soon.